So, hi everyone, it's time for our latest 5 minutes of Faram segment. So I'm here with Vanessa. So Vanessa, if you could just introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your brewery, how long you've been here, and then we'll jump into the questions.
I'm Vanessa, I'm the brewer at the Kings Street Brew House in Cambridge. I've been brewing for here, I think it's 4 years, 3 or 4, I don't know, something like that. All together I've been brewing for 11 years, always in this kind of setting, brew pubs.
Nice.
I never brew in like big breweries.
Is this what you prefer?
Yes, I can be creative.
Yeah,
have flexibility. Yeah.
Nice. So what would you say your current favourite hop is and why?
It's so difficult. I have too many favorite hops. Ones that stand out and usually people are not that aware of is your Phoenix hops.
Yeah, Phoenix, yeah.
Phoenix hops. I really like them for beers that no hoppy, if you will say so. I think they complement really nicely malty beers, and they're quite versatile. So yeah.
Nice. Okay. So tell us a little bit about a beer epiphany moment you've had. This could be either as a drinker or as a brewer in this brewery or a different one.
Right, so probably you notice my accent. I'm from the UK, I'm Spanish. I study chemistry and fermentation, and I used to work in wine.
Oh, okay.
So my beer epiphany moment was coming to the UK and trying real ale.
Right, okay.
And I went, beer can be something different, either a Belgian beer or a lager. Yeah.
So before you came to the UK, did you have quite a single dimensional view on sort of beer in terms of was it just, you were just drinking sort of lagers and sort of like more neutral beers? And then
at that time in Spain, everything was lagers, and then we have things like, Irish pubs or a lot of Belgian beer as well. But I wasn't aware of what a real ale was or a best bitter was. That was my epiphany moment. Like, this can be something different. It doesn't need to be just something really fizzy and refreshing.
No, makes perfect sense. So what would you say your favourite beer destination is? This could be a pub, it could be a country, it could be a beer festival. Could be one of each.
Beer festival, Leuven in Belgium.
Okay.
There's an innovative beer festival, and they only have weird beers.
Right.
Highly recommended.
Cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. And I guess it's quite a lot of strong stuff being in Belgium, or?
It's quite a lot of stuff, but it's international. So they have Belgian breweries, but there's also, Italian, Spanish, European, Japanese.
Cool.
It's not a huge festival, and it's fairly affordable, so I recommend everybody to go in.
What time of the year is that?
I think this year, it's in August. It's usually during the summer.
Nice.
And yeah, it's not huge, but it's very, very interesting.
Nice. So sort of going into the brewery now, what would you say one underrated ingredient is that brewers should talk more about?
Yeast.
Any strains in particular?
No, yeast in general. I think people have this idea that hops and what makes a beer, but it's yeast what makes a beer really, a style of beer. I think that is quite underrated.
Yeast is very important. Well, you've only got essentially 4 core ingredients, haven't you, within a beer? So each one of them definitely has their big part. So what would you say one brewing challenge that taught you the most?
One brewing challenge that taught me the most? I don't know, when things break.
How to fix them.
How to fix things. And I think probably 80% of brewing is cleaning, 50% of brewing is fixing things, and the other 5% is actually brewing. Yeah,
exactly. So sort of on that note, what's one item in the brewery you couldn't live without?
My 1-inch spanner. Yeah.
Is that for turning your switches on and off?
It's like another switches on and off. Yeah.
So what's your most memorable brew day moment, good or bad?
I think the best one ever was 1 year for International Women's Day. I was brewing in a small microbrewery in London, and I did seaweed beer.
Seaweed beer?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I foraged the seaweed myself, and I commuted on the train from Essex with 50 kilos of seaweed, and I had a group of ladies all coming to brew with me, cleaning the seaweed, chopping the seaweed.
No way.
One of the ladies attended, took some seaweed home, and then did pickled seaweed that we had with the beer
Yeah,
later
yeah,
on. It was so nice.
What,
Yeah.
what did the beer turn out like then? What flavours did you get from that?
Seaweed. and
Seaweed.
salt.
Salty? Yeah, salty, sharp.
Yeah.
Wow, I never would have thought seaweed would go into that. I guess you can put anything into a beer.
You can put anything in
Anything
beer.
that's
Yeah.
edible, yeah. So what do you wish drinkers understood more about brewing?
How much work goes into brewing, especially small microbreweries or small breweries. I don't think people think it's an industrial process, like you turn something on and it's all mechanic, but actually there's a lot of physical labor manual labor.
Yeah, I think because especially like you said with the micro side of things, obviously at one point does a drinker know that sometimes you're in the mash tun, scooping it out and clearing it all out, and when things go wrong as well, I think there's an element of improvisation, but they would never realise because you've still got the same final product. But
All the time. Things break and in the middle of brewing, instead of mashing for an hour, that day you mash for like 2 hours. You know?
Yeah, and there's an add-on effect as well. So you've still got to do the rest of the brew process. You can't just turn it off and come back in next day. Cause it's do you know what I mean? Especially when you have the yeast, it's a live thing that needs attending to and that sort of stuff. Yeah, I think. Reiterating it's the understanding of the whole process, isn't it, from a micro point of view. And even some of the bigger breweries like that churn out, there's still quite manual elements in it, do you know what I mean, in terms of the cleaning and that sort of stuff, and the moving the sort of the works and things about. What do you think, what's something in the industry that you think is doing really well right now? That could be a brewery, or it could be a style or a particular ingredient.
Probably independent brewers, getting people to know that are independent brewers. With so many previous independent brewers being bought by big chains, I think independent brewers voicing that they are independent brewers. If that makes sense. Like,
if you've got a family-owned message, for example, like really sort of banging the drum about that. I think that's a good one. So sort of outside of brewing now, what keeps you sane? What do you do in your pastime outside the brewery?
Cooking,
nice.
Sailing, seeing friends, going out, concerts. And
nice. What's your favourite dish to cook?
I don't have a favourite dish to cook.
Spanish food?
I don't cook more Spanish food than anything else, probably, I don't have it depends, I don't know. Depends on the weather, depends on what I'm feeling.
Yeah, depends how hungry you are. So if you weren't brewing, what would you be doing? Did you do anything before?
I used to work in winemaking before. I work in hospitality management for a while as well. Who hasn't? I work in landscaping.
Oh wow! Diverse. Nice.
Diverse.
Still sort of that hospitality elements, the alcohol industry, and sort of. Do you think you'll do anything? Do you think you'll always be a brewer? Have you got any future plans?
Oh, I don't know. It depends if my knees hold up or not. I don't know what I will do next. They are after brewing, I don't know, maybe cheese. I've done wine, no beer, maybe cheese is the next thing.
I go with cheese. Cheese sounds like a good dream to have. Retirement, become a cheese sommelier. So what experiment would you say taught you the most, even if it failed?
What experiment? Oh, so I was trying to do this collaboration, that was a few years back, with East London Brewing, and we wanted to make hibiscus beer. So thanks God, we taste piloted, because usually I don't taste pilot, I just make a half a batch and see how it goes. But the first idea was to add lots of hibiscus in the kettle. Trying that, we realized hibiscus pH is really, really low, and actually yeast doesn't like that. So that was a steep learning curve to add your hibiscus after fermentation. So did you do anything to counteract the pH, or? We tried, but then the color changed, because hibiscus color depends on the color. So if you try to balance out the pH, it comes like a dirty green rather than a beautiful deep fuchsia pink purple.
Well, like you said, at least that was something that you learnt from, and we learn by our mistakes. So sort of you mentioned that being part of a microbrew, you get to experiment a lot. Is there one beer that you are dying to brew that you have never brewed, or maybe one that you're dying to sort of revisit? Any sour with any fancy fruit, I guess. No, I do love a fruit sour. So last question, Fuggles or Golding?
Fuggles.
Why?
Because if I had a cat, I will call it Mr Fuggles.
Well, that's a good answer for me. So, thank you very much. Thank you for being part of our 5 minutes of Faram.